Here, Pete. Moses Moody. I'm not going to lose my mind about Anthony Lamb and blah, 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 blah. But I do think if you take a step back, and let's just be fair here. Let's just be fair. It's fair to say, boy, they've really kind of gone sideways in terms of development when it comes to the young players. Now, I know there's a lot of people that are going to listen and say, Joe, you don't get the Moses Moody output in this game without the tough love and the blah, 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 blah. Okay. On some level, I hear you. The guy's been on ice for a year. His second year, Moses Moody's, has been basically non-existent.
Yeah.
He has shown more in the G League than he has on the NBA team. I was so happy for him to make that imprint last night. And all I kept thinking, I'm not going to go retroactively angry and go back in time, but I'm saying moving forward, like, this guy can bring things to the table. He was rebounding. He was playing great defense. He was scrapping it up. He was making smart decisions in terms of discernment with passing. He was scoring a little. Like, wow. Yeah. Wow, what a revelation. Moses Moody could help you.
Yeah, he certainly can.
I'm not here to say that he's some centerpiece. I'm not here to say that
he's a guy.
He's X, Y, and Z. He's a guy that I think can give you positive minutes. Well, that's a huge development.
25 minutes, 52 seconds yesterday. 25 minutes, 52 seconds yesterday. 5 of 7 from the floor. It will play some of the post-game sound from him a little bit later in the program, but you look at him, 13 points off the bench, the rebounding you cited, and I saw a guy who didn't play at all on Sunday against the Denver Nuggets. He didn't play 1 second. DNP coach's decision. To be ready like that, knowing that Klay Thompson was a late scratch with the back injury, I don't think it's serious because Klay Thompson was sitting on the bench.
Yeah, I saw he was jumping up and down.
So that tells me that he's just getting some rest.
I did worry, though, when I saw it originally.
We all did. It's a back injury. It's a back strain.
I know.
Back spasms. What the hell is going on here?
It's a guy that missed so much time. You just feel awful.
Yeah, well, I'm kind of over that one. I think Klay's back. In terms of that.
I agree. I'm just saying, like, the last thing that I would like to see is him have such a, bounce back season, in terms of, like, my expectations were so low, and then him get a back injury right now, it would suck.
But so Moses Moody is so damn mature.
Yeah.
And listen to this answer about why he came to the NBA early, knowing that if he stayed at Arkansas, he'd be playing a lot more.
When I was in college, my coach, he had a thing for a lot of grad transfers. So we had a lot of grad transfers that came in. And me as a freshman, like, I would hear them talk about basketball and talk about the game in ways that I didn't really understand. And it was cool when I thought I really wanted to. But then later, the more I thought about it, I realized, like, I'd rather take the time that, because it takes time to learn the game like that. But those 4 years that I could be learning the college game, I'd rather do it in the NBA. So that's what this is, just a developmental process, and trusting that, embracing the role, being where your feet are, and not trying to have too much of an ego or anything, just grinding every day, trying to be the best player I can be.
Moses, was it hard not to get a lot of play time this season?
Just the situation and the way that the NBA goes, you can't really expect too much. You just got to react. The only thing about life you can control is how you respond to it. So you can want for anything, but you just got to, just like anybody in real life, you just got to react and respond.
And that's what it was like to get some significant minutes last night.
Yeah.
It was good just to get out there, get to play, get to run up and down the floor, knock down some shots, be in the moment. That's what I've been waiting for. That's what I've been working for.
I mean, what a mature young man. I can't state that enough. And this is why he's so impressive. And you can't forget about Moses because he hits 3 threes. He plays solid defense. He was physical. He showed emotion. He wasn't looking over at the scorer's table worried about making a mistake. He just played yesterday. And Steve Kerr trusted him and said, you know what? I don't have many options here. Go ahead and play, Moses Moody. Play. And he played damn well. Dante DiVincenzo played damn well yesterday. Defensively, you saw Steve Kerr say, to hell with this at halftime. We're going back to Looney. We're going back to DiVincenzo. So you get Poole, Curry, DiVincenzo, Draymond, and Looney to start that third quarter, which really flipped the game and slowed down Oklahoma City. Again, Oklahoma City scored 79 in the first half. 39 in the first quarter, a 40-burger in the second. It's like, damn. Can't stop anybody.
No.
The Warriors hold them to 27 in the third quarter, which is progress when you consider how the first half started, and then 19 points in the fourth quarter. Again, I thought OKC got a bad whistle, but the Warriors made plays down the stretch. They made plays down the stretch, and the biggest three by Stephen Curry yesterday to break a 115 tie was an offensive rebound by Dante DiVincenzo.
Yeah, and I thought that GP2 gave them some great energy yesterday.
Especially in the second half.
Great energy.
Shasky, I was trying to figure out, like, we could talk about the starting lineup. And it is what it is. Anthony Lamb didn't work out. I don't think we'll see it again. I didn't
love it.
24th different starting lineup. I thought Steve Kerr overthought it, but it's all good. They made the adjustments. I was trying to figure out why GP2 only played 4 minutes and 22 seconds in the first half.
I don't have an answer for you, especially considering how great perimeter-wise Giddey and SGA are. I mean, those two are so dynamic in terms of their ball handling and being able to get to their spots. I mean, Giddey made a couple of passes that were just incredible passes. He forces a double team, feels the other defender coming, and kicks it to a guy who cuts right to the rim. Boom, little layup. SGA, he's not Kawhi. But what I think he has similar to Kawhi is that he has such a great feel for this little lean in where your shoulder kind of goes back and then he just rises up super quick and then boom. You know what I'm talking about? That little lean in, boom.
Well, he uses those forearms really well.
Really good.
He's really good. He's powerful. And he gets to that free throw line left and right. He got to the line 9 times yesterday.
But that's why I would play GP2 more. Because that guy's so tough to guard.
I didn't get why you didn't play GP2 in the first half. Now the Warriors went to a little box and one at times in the second half. They kind of slowed down SGA. And that's something you're going to have to do. Now the big story, of course, and we're going to get into it all day. We'll break down this game left and right. No doubt about it. Warriors win against Oklahoma City. They wrap up their regular season home slate at 33-8. Folks, 33-8. You add the 11-1. Warriors are 44-9 in their last 53 home games. 44-9. Last 54 home games. At Chase Center. 53 home games, excuse me. Uh-oh. Shatsky about to die on me, man? You choking over there? You all right? You good? You good? Biggest story of the day, though.
I got something, like, you know when you get something in your throat?
You're like, I know all about it.
I went to go talk, and it, like, went right down the wrong pipe.
It's my worst fear on television that something like that happens. I have nightmares about it all the time.
So the thing
Steiny was in the building, by the way, last night.
Was he?
Yeah.
In the Bob seats?
The most outrageous fit of all time, Matt Steinmetz courtside yesterday. A yellow sweat jacket, like a sweatshirt jacket, and then sweatpants. That's G right there.
He did not wear sweatpants in the front row. Because I know they're not like stylish sweatpants.
Some people were saying he looked like he slept at Go to Gay Park last night. With the fit he had on.
You know what? That's not fair.
That's not fair.
No, he slept at 865 battery. Come on.
All right, so just real quick. Allow me this.
It was good to see Susan, though.
Could you allow me this minute? Steve Kerr, we love you. Like we do. We love you. What are you doing with Anthony Lamb and Ty Jerome? I'm not even outraged. At this point, I'm not even outraged. It's just like, what were you doing? You're going to look back, and you're going to look at these game logs, and you're going to say, you put 2,200 minutes into Ty Jerome and Anthony Lamb, and you gave 1/3 of those minutes to Moses Moody.
It's just
like part of the lack of impact from the youngsters is directly correlated to the coach's inability to want to give these guys opportunities. And he can sit here and say so-and-so is a little more developed. It's about taking a slight step back today so that on Friday, you get a little better with Moses Moody.
Right.
And then next Friday, he's a little better. And the Friday after that, he's a little better. You don't get credit because you put him on ice all year and tried to play tough, and now all of a sudden you're seeing him develop. Like, I'm sorry. The Anthony Lamb thing, the Ty Jerome thing, I'm not going to lose my mind and scream and yell.
No.
But the proof is in the pudding. Like, you should have played Moody more. I don't think that's something. Is that outlandish for me to say?
I mean,
I'm frustrated for Moody.
I mean, you know how I feel about the rotations. Thank God Kuminga. Look, 20 minutes ain't enough for Kuminga. He did grab 8 rebounds.
I don't think it was the greatest Kuminga game.
It wasn't the greatest game,
but
you know what?
You gotta be dedicated.
No, you got to stick to the course. You got to stay the course with these guys.
Development is up and down.
Yes, you know they're going to have their up and downs. You got to let them play through their mistakes, especially if you preach and say the regular season is a tune-up for the Warriors Invitational.
Exactly.
So if it's a tune-up for the Warriors Invitational, why are we waiting? Like Anthony Lamb, God bless his soul, but he flopped like crazy on one SGA offensive foul. I was like, damn, how did the referee miss that? He flopped like crazy.
He shoots all the time.
He a 1-on-3 fast break. I don't know what the hell he's thinking. He made some miraculous layup and then committed a foul and then one on the other end. It's like, all right, I love Anthony Lamb. You played well.
Yes.
For a two-way guy, you should not be getting this much time.
That's what I'm saying.
You should not have this much pressure on you. You shouldn't be thrusted to the starting lineup out of nowhere. I saw that as it's like, all right, Keys. And right away, you're down 17-9. Right away, you're down 25-15. And all of a sudden, you're fighting uphill again.
It's just nuts. But you know what? Look, to Moody's credit, we're talking about maturity, B, and it's like
that was maturity right there.
No, it was. And he comes in, he hits that big three from the Curry pass.
They flipped the game.
He didn't even hesitate on that shot. And all I kept thinking was like, dude, good for you. Like, honestly, good for you, young man. Like, I honestly, if you would have asked me the same time last year, I'd say, Moody will probably be farther along than Kuminga. Boy, was I wrong. And then I look up and the guy's like honestly, B, if you'd have told me he did not play from before last night till the end of the year, I'd be like, not surprised.
Right.
The fact that he was ready to play in a must-win situation and to me was one of the top 6 or 7 bright spots last night, that was just good for him.
Good for him.
I'm so happy for him.
Good for Jordan Poole. Another solid fourth quarter.
Dude, Jordan was awesome.
So whoever asked the stupidest question ever about Jordan Poole closing games, well, you're getting your answers here. Jordan Poole's closing games. He's an offensive firecracker.
What did you think about them going Dante DiVincenzo, Steph Curry, Poole, and GP2 all together?
I wasn't mad at it. It was a little small.
It was?
It was a little small.
But they were getting it done.
They were getting it done. Look, the one underrated thing we're going to look back at the Golden State Warriors is everybody's going to think they shot a lot of threes. They're going to think back to the Splash Brothers. They're going to think about offensive firepower. They're one scrappy unit. And they've been scrappy starting in 2014-15 when they flipped the Memphis series in game number 4 after Draymond and Steph had a glass of wine on Bill Street, and they flipped that game and got tough. You see Steph Curry with the scratches. You see Klay Thompson with the scratches. These jokers are some tough SOBs, man.
Yes.
They ain't no punks. And that's what people think about the Golden State Warriors sometimes. We heard Rand Carthon, God bless his soul. He's not a new GM of the Tennessee Titans. He's talking about, everybody wants to be the Warriors in September and October, but really, you got to get down and dirty in November and December. That's how you win football games late. Well, how did you watch the Warriors are in your own backyard? No. Did you not watch them get down and dirty in Boston, TD Garden in game 4? That ticks me off. When they call these guys, they're a little finesse. They're I can't stand it because these guys ain't no punks, man. And when it comes down to it, when you see that small lineup, Curry, Poole, DiVincenzo, GP2, look at each other and said, all right, it's time to play big.
Even Lunardi. Lunardi, I think we underrate how physically tough that guy is.
Yeah.
He's not the most athletic guy, but yet, B, do you ever see him truly out of position?
Nope.
I mean, he's scrapping at all times. I think we underrate how strong his lower body is.
No doubt.
He boxes out dudes way bigger than him, and we know how tough Draymond is. There's just some, when I watch DP, because I didn't know if they could play together.
Right.
But, okay, maybe it's only for small periods. But Dante and GP2, they're cut from the same cloth.
Yeah, they are.
I love watching those two kind of guys. How can you not love watching Dante DiVincenzo and GP2? GP2 made such a sick pass last night.
Dude,
and then they were playing hot potato, and Moody hits him with the bounce pass, and the shot clock's winding down, and he does the horse.
Little floater.
Dude, I was like, GP2 has...
Well, you see why he fits.
Yes.
He fits perfectly with this team.
Dunk?
He fits perfectly with this team. All right, Dante DiVincenzo, 16 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists. Should be fired up, Dub Nation.
I'm so excited.
888-957-9570. It's go time. And guess what? Andrew Wiggins is back in the Bay. We'll get into that. Wiggs is back.
We didn't even 30 minutes didn't even talk about that.
Nah, because that's what we do.